So, okay, Freddie, we're looking at your pitching today, and in particular, obviously, you're a very good player, and I've been around you a while now. But your pitching, you tend to struggle a bit with your confidence, particularly this shot where you've got to get it a little bit airborne and stop a little bit quicker. The running shots, you're much more comfortable with.
Yeah.
What we see on video is generally the club tends to work a little bit closed back, and for me, the wrists don't maintain their angle, so the extension angle in the backswing. So we've teamed up with Hat Motion for you to work on this particular area of your game for 3 months to see if we can make inroads and the game changing in this area of your game, and particularly in your confidence. And you can hit in the softer, higher, spinnier pitches if you like. Sometimes the low ones will spin, but we want to get that kind of softer landing shot, don't we? It's the small first bounce pitches when you're having a go at these.
Yeah.
So keep posted to see the results, see the feedback through the session, and check back in at the end of the video where we see what you're looking like in 3 months' time.
Perfect.
What we're going to use Hat Motion for is for you to have a calibrator and a constant of keeping your wrist more in extension. So extension, just for simple terms, is the angle here of it being cupped. And obviously when you get this on the biofeedback mode, we've got it on now, it vibrates. And what we're looking for you to do is to keep it vibrating in the backswing. When you go into that flexion state, which closes the face, and that gives you that sharp leading edge at contact and makes you dig these pitch shots, which is not very good. We want higher, softer shots from your feedback and what we see. We're looking to keep the vibration on that as much as we can. I don't mind the vibration coming off at impact.
So that's bad?
Yeah.
That's good.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is lots of rehearsals and using your phone like this and looking at the coded tiles, but also using the vibration. Doing lots of feedback like that, but also then testing yourself regularly.
Okay.
So over 3 months, it's kind of, okay, I'm going to do half hour of feedback. I'm going to do half an hour of visuals, looking at the numbers. And I'm going to do then half an hour of hitting shots and then test it maybe at the end to see if it's changed.
Okay.
So let's get you hitting a few now where you try and, again, keep it in that green zone.
Is that better? Or?
Yeah, if you look at the graph there, see how it stays higher off the baseline for longer and it's more constant, so that was definitely better. And that one there, you didn't lose the noise at all in the backswing, did you?
No, and that
Again,
was a better strike.
Look at the graph, it's higher off the baseline again.
Cool.
Okay, so the feels you got are very much maintaining that wrist position. So as we go back, this wrist angle, you're maintaining it throughout the whole of that backswing. Then the downswing. If we do using the bounce correctly this way, it will come not off again. Okay, Fred, great to see you back. Obviously, you've been away with Hat Motion working on your short game in particular for you with your wrist conditions. How have you found it?
I found it good. I like the feedback. There's kind of no guessing, which is the big thing. When you're on your own and you've not got someone instructing you, I do think it's a big help having that biofeedback. I feel like the results have got better since using it.
Okay, and in terms of the results, what's kind of changed in terms of the outcome, the ball flight, the contact, what's changed?
I think the big thing for me is just not having to open the face as much because I always tuck it back kind of shut.
Yep.
So I think this has just given me the feedback to train it. So I'm not having to open it up excessively to hit those higher, softer shots.
So you're doing it more in the action rather than manipulating it at the start.
Yeah.
And obviously the downside in manipulating at the start, sometimes you can present the wrong part of the sole to the ground and to the ball, which can cause freaky contacts, especially off hard pan type lies.
Yeah.
So what we've seen as you reviewed and we come in right now is we've seen that the graph, if you like, is staying flatlining for longer, which means you're not getting your wrist into flexion as early. And what we're seeing at the top of the swing, if you like, there's a slight bit of flexion, but you know that's kind of how you kind of trained as a good player for a long game. The wrists are kind of moving this way in that transition, so it's difficult to detrain that. It's kind of what you naturally want to do. But we've given you a kind of an extra thought today to help you try and maintain that and transition a bit more. So if you take your step to a pretend ball's fine. And we've talked a little bit today about your right hand knuckles or trail hand knuckles. So when you swing back, we talked about trying to get your trail hand knuckles to rotate this way, to go more upwards, point more to the air. And what that does obviously is excessively open the face and keeps the extension on that lead wrist. And trying to feel that you almost do that again even more so in transition. Now this is kind of, if you did it to the extreme amounts, you'd actually have the face quite open. It'd be more like a little soft flop shot. But obviously, because of what you want to do instinctively, it's your way of kind of maintaining this wrist angles a little bit better, more naturally.
Yeah, it feels for me, I guess.
Yeah, so what I'd encourage you to almost do is do a practice swing. And you could even do trail hand only and take the lead hand and encourage that wrist to move that way. So if you put your lead hand underneath, put this underneath here,
Yeah.
swing back. As you swing back, use the lead hand to pull that trail hand into that knuckle up position.
See, yeah.
And almost do that in the backswing and then encourage you to do it more in the downswing. So that can be your practice swing.
Yeah.
And then once you've done a practice swing like that, then go ahead and just use the same feels on a shot. Lovely. So kind of really soft, no divot kind of shot there. Lots of loft presented, but at the same time not excessive like launch.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I'd want to see in terms of a high level pitching shot. So much better in terms of transition, much quieter. And what I think it'll benefit you from, obviously I know your game pretty well, is when we get those tight lies where you need that loft. That's always been a fear factor for you in the past. And now once we get this wrist action and the loft presenting itself more consistently without manipulation, you're going to be able to get contact much more consistent on the ball, really.
Yeah.
And hit those softer shots and those tight pins when you short side yourself, which you shouldn't be doing, Freddie.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for taking part in the experiment.
No problem. Thanks for
Great to see. Great to see it's helped. I want you to continue to be using it. I'm a big believer in kind of measuring, and that measuring and that calibration, and kind of if you play bad, you can put yourself onto the monitor very, very quickly and see how your data's changed, and then look at, okay, well, why has that changed? Do I need to go and practice it more? Do I need to get a bit more in depth into it for a day or two, and then go more natural again on the course? That's how I'd recommend you use it. And if you go to a technical week, you chuck it on for a good 1 hour session just to work on those movements again, to keep encouraging them to do the things we like.